So we are in 2025, which my spiritual team call the year of light. All right. So what is the light? What is that about? So that's kind of where we link in then with Lemuria, which was all about the light. So we're kind of coming full circle in about 26,000 years. We're coming back into that level of light. So let's come back three spaces. So we've got this light has been coming in into the planet more and more over the last few decades. Okay, so we will have heard, those of you as old as me will have been hearing this since the 80s, that we've got this 5D, fifth dimension, that we're opening up to all sorts of weird and wacky things, and it's all building and it's all kicking off in 2012 and all the rest of it. So we've all heard about that. Well, I have, because I was brought up with all this stuff. But basically what we've had since 2012 is that the light has been increasing. And the light, what is the light? Light is purely an absence of darkness, isn't it? You put the light into something and it absorbs the darkness. So what we've got is light is everything that's seen, it's everything that's light-hearted, it's a higher energy, it's high vibration, whereas the absence of light is the fear, it's the disempowerment, it's the control, it's all of the heavier stuff. So what we've got is the light has been increasing over the last few decades, but from 2012 to 2032, that 20-year period is where the light, it kind of goes up a curve. So it was going gently, and then it starts to really go up, right? So you imagine that curve that was just sort of gently filtering in bit at a time. And then we get this big curve coming up, all right? So here we are now, just entering 2025. So this started, if you like, this big shift in this big increase started in 2012. So you think, well, in that 20-year period, we've only got kind of 7 years to go. So we're more than halfway. So we start to see the light that really came in. Well, 2020 was a big shift that opened everybody up to other possibilities because of everything that was going on in the world. People started thinking about, is this the right job for me? Do I align with this? Is this the right marriage, relationship? Am I in the right place? Can I work from home? Why am I living in the city? All of these questions started shifting people into possibilities that were always there, but they didn't see them before. So now they start to see. The light helps us to see. You can't see in the dark, can you? We start to see more and more. So we start to see possibilities. We start to see potential. And equally with the light, we start to see more of the darkness. If we imagine, if you're wearing a black coat and it gets splattered with mud, you can't really see it. But if you're wearing a white coat and it gets splattered with mud, you see every little speck. So as the light is coming in more and more, we start to see all those specks and kind of, oh, that's not good, and that needs to go, and that needs sorting. All of that might feel very disruptive, and for some people, oh, really negative and scary. My job is to help people to see this isn't scary, this is exciting, this is amazing, this is the best opportunities you can have. And I'm known for my positivity because I'm in a higher vibration. I see the darkness and I kind of go, okay, well, that just gives us an opportunity to bring even more light into it, to shine the light on it and to sort things out. So we've had this and astrologers will say, we were in the age of this and now we're shifting to the age of that and everything else. But this next 7 years is ramping up more and more and more. So it's been happening really strongly since 2025. But as we got into 23 and 24, things started to open up more and more. And now we're stepping into 2025. So we're moving from the solar plexus, which is our center of power. It's all about power. Up into the heart, which is all about love. So we're coming up. We're raising our vibration. So when we see through the eyes of love, and what is love? We're talking compassion and awareness and acceptance and non-judgment, and we start to see more and more what works and what doesn't. And we want to live from the heart. We all want to live from the heart. We want to love ourselves. We want to love our connections, partners, families, whatever. We want to love life. We want to love the job we do. But we've been in this space of, I'm not supposed to love my job. I just go into work, do what I got to do, get the money, pay the mortgage, pay the rent. What's love got to do with it, as Tina Turner would say? And it's saying love's got everything to do with it. You have a right to love your job. You have a right to look forward to going to work. It doesn't have to be drudgery and misery. So if you're in a job that you dread going into work, that every Sunday night, let's say you work Monday to Friday, that every Sunday night you feel your energy plummet because you've got to go to work tomorrow, that is your indicator. This is the time to find another job that I actually enjoy, And there are possibilities. So what are those possibilities? So we're opening up. So basically, to answer your question, 2025 is the year of light. More and more light coming in, infusing into the heart, into our desire for more. I want to love more. I want to laugh more. I want to enjoy, be in the joy more. And does that mean, I'm going to live a utopian life? Yeah, let's be realistic. Okay, we've still got the ups and downs and the challenges. But on the whole, can we say, I like what I do and I enjoy it? I like who I'm with and I enjoy being with them. I like where I live. If we can't say that, then change is needed. But as human beings, we tend to avoid change because it's scary, hairy. And so we can kind of get stuck. And so this is the time where we're saying that light is infusing into the fear, showing me my fear and showing me a way through my fear and out the other side. Because all change can be uncomfortable, but it can also be exciting and wondrous and open up to all sorts of possibilities. So I invite your audience to just ask themselves one little question for a minute. Who am I now compared with who I was at the beginning of 2025 before the pandemic kicked off? What have I changed in myself? How have I grown? What has shifted in my life? And each and every one of you will be recognizing at this point shifts that you've made in your relationships, in yourself, the way you've grown. So we can look back over the last 4 years and say, that was horrible. We can say it's challenging, but we can say, look how I've grown. Look at where I am now. And if this is where I am after 4 years, imagine where I'd be after 10. All right. So we can start to see it as a staircase, ladder going up higher and higher. When we look at somebody who's high, and I don't necessarily mean from drugs or anything, although we associate high with drugs. You can get high on life. You can get high on love. We know that one. And so, we can be on the cloud 9 because something exciting has happened. I want to invite your audience to say, I choose to spend as much of my time on cloud 9 as I possibly can. And once I kind of get used to being on cloud 9, let's go up to cloud 99. Let's just allow it to keep going up, okay? So yes, there's challenges. We'll fall out with people and things will get on our nerves and we'll have bad days, But it's about saying, okay, on the whole, life is better than it was. And I feel better and more empowered than I did. And even when we have those challenges, we're more easily able to deal with them without it stressing us out of our brains. I have challenges now that I tell you, 30 years ago, that would have had me in a complete mess. And now I kind of go, oh, okay, it's a bit of a pain in the body, but I'll deal with it. It'll be okay. I'll figure it out. So we step into more resilience and more awareness of life isn't meant to be completely on a neutral level all of the time. Well, we have ups, we have downs. What we want to do is come back to neutral as quickly as we can into that sort of stability. But where that neutral was, we want the neutral to be up here a bit higher, on a higher vibration.
Hey there, Inspired Evolutionary. If you absolutely loved this, well then here's a full conversation with this guest on the Inspired Evolution podcast. Check it out now.